congratulations on the series. I really love this one. It's such an incredible, twisting sort of mystery. When this came your way, I know that Jennifer and Angari were already cast, but were you familiar with the book? Like, how excited were you to get started in this one?
I hadn't read the book. I read the scripts. And I was very excited. It was one of those where I wanted to guess it.
Hmm.
I wanted to figure it out. I wanted to be clever enough, but I didn't see what was coming. It was very surprising, and it was clearly incredibly well written. Both Laura and Josh, I didn't know they were a couple at
Yeah.
all. I had no idea.
Mhm.
And I was like so impressed that they could do this together.
Yeah.
Um, and Yeah, no, that was what I was like, this character it's so confusing on many levels. It was such a puzzle,
Yeah.
and I thought this is interesting. I'd like to see if I can
Yeah.
find my way through this.
And he is such an interesting character, Owen. Like he's very layered. There's so much more to him than meets the eye. And I'm curious, what do you think the words protect her reveals about his personality?
Well, I think that it, what I like about any good writing is that even when you have massive twists
Mm.
and surprises, it's all grounded in a truthful character, even a character that lies, even
Yeah.
the character that makes up crazy stories. If you believe the core of them, then you can kind of get away with a lot. And I think that's what's done so well in this piece, because um, they set up the love story
Mhm.
between Hannah and Owen very, very well. And of course, the love between the father and daughter.
Yeah.
And you really believe that, even when you question it, it's been the seed has been laid,
Mhm.
and that is yeah, that's why it works, and that's why I think the payoff at the end is a real payoff, because it's not a it's not a there is a logic
Uh-huh.
underneath,
Yeah.
emotional logic that's
Yeah.
very well made.
Yeah, and I know that Hannah made some very tough choices in this series, but Owen made even more difficult choices. And I noticed that you've played a lot of characters, even like Sir Jaime from Game of Thrones. Like these are characters who are rooted in like the need to protect their family. And so, what has been the biggest draw to a character like that for you? And what have you learned about yourself playing this kind of role?
I don't know if I've learned, about myself. I think that I need to. I've never had therapy. Maybe I should go and have some therapy so I can answer these questions better. But I think that what what I can my way into this character was exactly that I
Mhm.
can relate
Yeah.
to that. At the end of the day, love is kind of the most important thing we have, the most important force in our lives. Like the relationships we uh, we find ourselves in, the whether it's family or of close friends,
Mhm.
those are the most important things. Those are the ones you're willing to go far for.
Yeah.
Of course, here it's a drama. It's a very he's had to make some very extreme
Hmm.
choices in his life, but they all came out of a good heart, if you will.
Yeah. No, very good heart. I mean, to have this type of father who still wants to protect his family, it means a lot. And I was wondering like how you created that sort of relationship with Jennifer and Angari because, you guys have such great chemistry together on screen. Even in those little tiny moments, we get to see these flashbacks. And how did you build that to, create such a convincing sort of, dynamic that you guys are a real unit?
Well, it was first of all, those two ladies are just wonderful people to be around, and then they have they're very sharp, they're a lot of fun.
Mhm.
They also happen to be, on top of that, brilliant actors. So you kind of, I just had to react to what they were doing, and follow their lead.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really it.
Mhm. It's
and it's a
really,
very, and the funny thing is, obviously a very dark story in many ways, because it's horrible what happens.
yeah.
It's kind of this nightmarish situation. And that the good thing was we had a lot of fun on set, which made it, yeah, it was a real joy.
Yeah, it really looked like you guys were just like an actual little family unit of three people. And it was so sweet to see. Knowing that the author Laura Dave helped develop this for TV with Hello Sunshine, and we have seen shows that have worked outside source material. So I'm wondering if we ever did get a season two, without spoiling anything, where would you ideally like to see the show go if, with what we saw in the ending?
The only thing I learned from reading this when I read it the first time was I wouldn't know. I know I would be surprised. I would
Hmm.
love to find out, but I have we'll see what happens. I don't know if they have any new plans for future seasons, but in a future, well, if I had to choose, I would love to be that it would be that Owen would be a present day character throughout, because it's
Yeah.
been so much. I mean, it's been so much fun to play
Mhm.
this puzzle of memories, if you will.
Mhm.
But I know that Laura had, when she was writing the book, she had 100 pages on what happens, what Owen was doing,
Mhm.
why he was doing this. But obviously, the way it's done now works just perfectly, because it's a mystery, but it's really about a love story between a mother and a daughter.
Yeah, it really is. And my last question for you is, there are a lot of scenes with Owen that I thought were so interesting. They opened up so many layered doors to him, like understanding who this person is. And, I'm wondering, without spoiling it, of course, what scene do you think was the most quintessential scene for knowing who this person is?
Oh, I think it's a scene, when when Hannah asks Owen, what defines him, and he says, "I'll do anything for my daughter." And I think that is really the key,
Yeah.
because that is what you find out later set everything in motion,
Yeah.
um, and led to that
Mhm.
moment. And then, of course, going forward, I would say Owen, if he has to learn anything, I guess if you ask me what have I learned, yeah, if I write notes, they should be longer than three letters
Yeah.
or three words. You can do more. I mean, you can write a little more,
You really
but
can.
of
That
course,
was a
then you
little
wouldn't.
Yeah, it was a little infuriating
Very,
to have that much for the love of his life, and he couldn't share any more with her. And then his daughter gets a little bit more, but I'm not going to complain. It's an amazing series. It is so great. Nikolaj, thank you so much for your time today. I'm really excited for everyone to see it. And congrats again. I'm a huge fan of yours. My dad's a huge fan, and he was very, very excited that I was talking to you. So
I'll say hi to your dad.
I will. I'm on the favorite daughter. I'm the favorite daughter today, I guess. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it.